Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope everyone getting well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to another day of learning. Welcome to Institute of Global Professional Free International webinar. Thank you all for joining with us in this marvelous session, and I hope you stay with us till the program ends. And time to time you like our Facebook page, Facebook group, and also subscribe our YouTube channel for upcoming information. Ladies and gentlemen, every day some new participants join with us, so I have to give little concept about IGP. Institute of Global Professional Service Community and Students, resource holisting social work, and education for creative competence generation. IGP is an online leading skill development institute with thousands of learners worldwide. We organize our webinars, seminar, training, online and offline courses, etc. by best and 10 speakers from all over the world. Our mission is to empower our youth. So stay with us by your support. Before we have completed our 905 webinars successfully, now I will be presenting webinar number 906 and the topic is no more burnout. Before starting the program, I request everyone to share this webinar in your newsfeed and social media. And don't forget to mention your friends in the comment box because your attachment encourages us to do better and best services to our lovely audience. Today we have a 2 billion speaker from 2 countries. Our first speaker is Ma'am Bal Ali. Ma'am Bal Albino. She is from Mexico. She is a life and spiritual and conscious parenting coach. She is also international keynote speaker. Let's we welcome our first speaker to the screen. Hello,
Hello.
Ma'am Balalino.
Hi, good morning. How are you? Thank you so much, Kamul, for the warm welcome. It's actually Alino, Alino. I'm so happy. It's okay. We can fix that, but I do want to make sure the name is right. So Alino, and I know that many of our followers have been here multiple times, and I'm grateful for them to show up, and I'm grateful to be here. I think I'm over a year and a half now serving this platform. And it's always a joy and my pleasure to come live to serve all of you and to be enlightened by your energy and your service, Kamul, for being here and everybody that joins us. So I don't know if you want to introduce first Juliana, and then I'll come back in to say a little bit about her.
Dear participants, today we have another speaker and our another speaker from Colombia. Her name is Juliana. She is a social worker, MBA in project management, and she is also international speaker and coach. Let's welcome our second speaker to the screen.
Hi everyone.
Hello, ma'am.
Thank you, Camus, for the introduction, and thank you, Balalino, for inviting me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Well, we definitely, Kamul, if you give me green light, we'll go ahead and start. I know you're going to be helping us with the presentation. So,
obviously, ma'am.
So Juliana will be actually telling you when to switch those slides. But before we start, actually, I just actually, Kamul, can you get me out of the presentation for a second, and I'll tell you when to put it back in. Just get it out for a second. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I just get a feel for who is out there. I know that this is live on Facebook, and Julian is new to our platform, so I don't have my other device to see who's online, but I guess I'll try to see. We want to see where you're visiting from, what country are you showing up from. Also knowing that at the end we will have all the time to answer all your questions. But please feel free to interact with us via the chat. If we miss a comment, definitely Kamul, I know, will assist us. But I want to start by saying that it's my pleasure to have this forum with my friend Juliana. We used to live together in Atlanta. As you all know, I travel all the time, and we have done numerous travels doing what we love, which is serving and doing these talks to be able to inspire you. And today, she comes with so much wisdom to be able to share with us such an important topic Because if I ask, let me see if I can get on the Facebook because I definitely want to interact with all of you. But I want to ask, how many of you really feel burned out in your day in, day out? I know I was having that conversation with Camille in the background. And whether it's in your home, whether it's because of culture, whether it's because of your work, in the rat race that we tend to put ourselves into, how many of you have made this question and acknowledge and just have the realization to know I am burned out, or have the knowledge to understand that your body is so perfect and tells you with physical sensations that you are heading to a burned out. And before I send the microphone over to Juliana, I do want to let you know that obviously, and I know she'll cover it, when you're burnt out and you're feeling exhausted, a lack of motivation kicks in and your immune system goes down. And what happens is that you are more in tuned or ac- accessible for illnesses. And you know, the percentages keep on changing. Juliana, back in the days or not too long ago, I had read, you know, with all the research being done, that it was like 85% is the reason that we get sick because of our emotions that are stuck. 85, this is 85% is that reason. But now in the last training that I took, they're saying 90% the cause of emotion of the cause of you getting sick is because of that, those emotions being obstructed, you know, that is stress that you put yourself into. So lo and behold, this is Juliana Henao, who we will be co-teaching today for you guys, the importance of this topic, burnout, crisis, and meaning. Juliana?
Thank you, Val. And thank you all for the greetings. I was reading some of them in the chat. So today we are talking about burnout. So burnout is not talking about being overwhelmed, stressed, being a workaholic, keeping up with your to-do list. So how many of you have a lot of to-do lists, but accomplish so many in the afternoon? But burnout has also to do with trying to do so much and try to prove ourselves to the world. So we are talking later about that. Can you pass the next slide, please?
Kamul, can you switch the slide, please? Thank you.
So today we are talking about a little about history and basic concepts, some signs of burnout. We are talking about a little a paradigm of time and some tools you can take with you and practice in your daily life. Next slide, please. So we think burnout is a new name because we live in a stress modern times, but not. It has been a little time in the humanity history. It was understood like just labor tiredness, you can call it that. Somebody also called the heart attack of the soul.
Heart attack of the soul. What is
Yeah.
strong? Oh, you can actually get a heart attack of the soul being burned out. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's
because I say the soul just get burned out. It was a name get in the past. But it wasn't. It wasn't until 1974 a German who lives in United States. His name was Friedenberg. He was descended from Jew people, that he start talking about the burnout because he was working in a place with people use drugs, and he saw the people who work with them, they start in the beginning, they were so motivated, they were so engaged to do the work, but past some time they just didn't have the same motivation. So he started seeing that, and he started, taking notes, and he called this the burnout. But it wasn't until the 80s in the University of Berkeley in California that Christina Maslach, that she was a psychologist, she and her colleague Susan Jackson developed, more a comprehensive study about the burnout, and even develop a test so you can take the test and see that you are burnout.
Now, Juliana, as do you want the next slide? I want to ask a question to our audience.
Yes.
We would love, really, just be vulnerable and write in the chat, what do you think it's the cause of that burnout that you're feeling? And if you're not feeling burnout, kudos to you. But I believe that many of us here do. Is it work? Is it the children? Is it the studies? Is it family? Is it culture? What is it that is causing you either that to be in a state of burnout or heading that direction? Can you please comment as Juliana goes along, and I'll be retrieving that information. Please join us, because the more we collaborate together, the more knowledge and wisdom we can share, and the more we can stop this burnout once and for all. Go ahead, Juliana. I'll give you a report.
Okay. So when we're talking about burnout, how we can understand the burnout? Basically, the burnout is an answer to some situation, like you feel emotional tired, like emotional, you cannot respond, like you have lack of motivation to do it like you usually do. So this is the base, like you start feeling emotional tired, but also your body, like sometimes it's difficult for you to get out the bed, to concentrate, to focus, like you are doing the things, in a mechanical way, like you lost your creativity. So that's when you are worn out. Can you go to the next slide, please? What are the signs that you are burnt out? So you start forgetting. You start forgetting what you had to do next. You are really difficult to concentrate. Like you say, oh, I just write this paper, and you immediately start watching your Facebook, you immediately start watching your WhatsApp message, or you just get distracted by nothing. Even if you take everything out of your side, your mind just go away. And people say, hey, where are you? That's one. Another is like you feel like your work, it doesn't make any sense. Like it's no value for anything. Like you say, I don't know what I'm doing this work. I am really making an impact. This is really, is somebody benefit from what I am doing? Like you say, maybe what I am doing means nothing. Another sign is like you forget your goals. Because many of us has goal, like get a degree, get a better life, being more peaceful, but we just start forgetting that goals. Like we just start working in the morning, doing what we had to do, but we don't have the inner motivation inside of us, and our goals doesn't mean anything in the moment. And another is maintain relationships. This is very important because for some time we thought burnout, it wasn't only for people and their jobs, but now or it's also when we have very difficult to keep healthy relationship with others and be present. Another sign is like you feel frustrated all the time, and don't let everybody in your job get close to you, or even in your family. And also, what Val said before, our body is start telling us, like we got a neck pain. Our back also hurts. Like we feel, like you cannot sleep at night. Like you feel so fatigued. Many people think and go to the doctor because they say, I don't know what happened to me. I feel so tired all the time. But sometimes it's not only the body, are all the emotion that has to be and or have some relationship with the burnout. We can go to the next slide, please.
So it's very important to acknowledge that you have some of these signs and stick throughout the presentation, because we will share with you tools, tangible tools, and I will go into the psychology part of it, the program, neuro-linguistic programming that I always share with you guys, because it is so important to be listening to that inner voice that is telling you, like some of our audience. Thank you so much for Evelyn and Isaiah and Geraldine, that is, sharing how they're feeling. And it's almost always around the stress and the burnout about work and balancing your regular life with work. So stick along, because you will feel so much better with a tangible plan to be more productive, but not just more productive, to enjoy. We are not gifted this life to be working, being in a rat race, like the wheel, where how do you say the wheel, like the mice, that are just like working until exhaustion. That is not why we are gifted this life. So tell us more, Juliana.
So in the previous slide, we talked about the size, but now in this one, we are talking about the impact. So what happens when you start feeling bored out? Immediately, your work performance at work, is low, because you lost concentration, you lost creativity, you lost the motivation. So your job also is showing what you are feeling. So you are not doing your best. So immediately your performance is low, and everybody can notice. Maybe people around you don't tell you immediately, but it's getting progressing. Another impact is you are not enjoying hobby. You are so tired. You feel so fatigued. You feel so much pain that you don't really want to go to what makes you happy. Like you like to play golf, ride a bicycle, skating, or just read, or just being in your garden. Like you just lack the motivation to do all this kind of stuff, and even spend time with your family, because you just want to be in bed or when the sofa, relaxing, because you think you have so much pain that you don't really want to do anything. Also, when you start feeling burnout, because emotional and you lose all the motivation, now you can have, it's a risk for health. So you can have develop cardiovascular disease, diabetes, depression, and many people also suicide, because they feel burnout and they feel trapped. They don't feel like they are one solution. Remember what we're talking about, like you lose that motivation, that you really cannot think when you feel this burnout. We
I want
can go to the next slide,
to
please. Yes.
share something, Juliana, that, everybody please pay attention to this. I had this conversation with a client yesterday, just yesterday. And I said, my love, when is the last time you did something for you? Like, she's like, I have no time. I work, and if I'm not working, I'm with the child and the husband. Like, I'm so tired. And I said, okay, well, we try to make a plan, right, for her to have 2% of what she likes to do be weaved in her day. Well, lo and behold, what she tells me is like, I just like to be home in the couch. That's my relax. I said, when is the last time you did something that is not being in the home and not being in that couch? Oh, I can't even remember. So how, where we are, Juliana, is that this rat race has gotten to so much extreme that people are not even conscious of what they like.
Mhm.
And when I said, the more you expose yourself out there, whatever it is, even from a nature walk to having a cup of tea with somebody to, getting out of the house, whatever that looks like for you, if you are not building daily experiences, daily encounters, something that is getting you out of the box, out of the routine, out of that rat race, your body recognizes this pattern and gets you into a mood that you will be stuck, and it's like like a cage comes before you. It almost feels like that. And when you age and you're like, oh no, I can't do this anymore, let me enjoy life. Well, you don't have any strength to enjoy life, and also illnesses kick in. So we want you today to take this so seriously and do something about it. The other thing that another client said, actually a couple that I'm doing a session with, they're like, no, this is the time to work. We're gonna work, and we need to
Mhm.
have this routine and this way of living so that we can enjoy when we are in retirement. And I said, baby, by the time, first of all, who tells you you're going to live until retirement? May God have his grace on you, and I pray that that's the case. But we are not, don't give for granted, my loves, that that clock is 100% on your favor. We don't have that control. So please pay attention to everything that is being said here. Please, Juliana.
So next slide, please.
We have somebody from Nigeria Sunday. So excited. I think, yeah.
So now we are talking about some practical tools. So before talking about these tools, there are many resources and internet, like you can access to them. They are some real, they are just another, like they can be so confused. So be very conscious about the information you find in internet, and also because not all the tools work for everybody. So every time you go to the internet, find for some information about how you can deal with burnout, please look the source. It's very important that. So we can go to the next one, please. The first thing you have to do when you are burnout is find the source. Why? Because burnout, and I said before, it hasn't had to be only with work. Can also be a really bad relationship and a healthy relationship. Can be with your partner, can be with your parents, can be with a relative, can be with a coworker, because even you can be happy at work, but you have really healthy relationship with this coworker that you feel burnout. So find exactly the sort of that burnout. Also can be caring for a loved one, even when you love somebody, but it's very easy in a moment you can feel burnout. So the first thing you have to do is find that source. It's very important that we identify the primary motive, or what we are feeling the burnout. Can we pass the next one, please?
And actually, I'm going to piggyback on something you touched,
Yes.
because culturally,
Yeah.
depending on especially I know for sure India, Filipinos, Hispanics, and many cultures. Yes, we're here to take care of our loved ones, and we want to be there
Mm.
and be a support because it's a life cycle. But nowhere does it say you have to sacrifice your entire life and stop living just to be with your elderly. So that has to come into consciousness that you can't even be that source of love for your loved one when inside of you you can say, oh, I love you, I'm here for you, I'm taking care of you, but inside you're like really not enjoying, or it's being hard on you, and you can't sleep and you can't. So healthy boundaries from a
Mhm.
place of love where you put your own voice in practice to say, today I'm going to visit you this time, or ask some other family member, or find solutions. Even 1%, like I said, I always say, like one baby step, 1% of change. We have here Gab who's saying, yeah, indeed, nobody knows how long we will be here. Enjoy every
Mm.
second of it. And if you cannot, you must find a way. You must find a way. There is no more time to waste. It is so crucial, my loves, to be able to take this very, very seriously. And the awkwardness of the situation, Juliana, I want to see if you agree,
Yes.
is not 1% of what is killing us alive. Is we're not making the decisions and showing up for ourselves and putting those healthy boundaries. And the other percent is the internal voices that we continue to repeat. I am burned out. I hate my job.
Yes.
Oh my God, I just finished work and I have to go home and take care of the kid or the loved one or the elderly who is sick. When you are repeating constantly what you are not, or repeating constantly what you hate, you're going to hate more. But not only that aspect of what you're saying, you are embedding, instilling, energizing, imprinting, embodying in your energy field that information. It's going to be that imprint. We've talked about that tattoo that we do. So if you're catching yourself constantly, whether you say it or subconsciously you're repeating it, please stop. How? We're going to be talking about it later. But I want to tell you that even if you can focus on one, two, three things that you can be grateful for, hey, you do have a job, right? Maybe it's a crappy job, or a job that is you're not feeling that you are being valued, but you do have a job. And if you're not being valued, I'm sorry, I have to say this and I'm going to pass it on to you. If you're not
No,
being
it's fine.
valued, listen to me, my loves, is not about the director or the boss being XYZ. It's how we react to how they are. Because anybody can come to Val right now and say, like, you are terrible at public speaking. You just are terrible. And I would say, thank you so much for sharing that point of view. Interesting point of view that you have that point of view. Hey, I'm going to go get some coffee. Would you like some? You break the energy. And I know my gifts and talents. And there is no one in the world that cannot tell me that I don't speak with passion. There's no one in the world that can tell me that I don't get on a stage or come on live and pour my heart out. So the fact that you would buy the truth or the lie of that particular person, and you are deciding to say it's because of that person, because of the boss, because of my husband, that you are making me feel this way, you're not taking ownership. So how do we go about this, Juliana?
Yes, that's true. Thank you, Val, for sharing. I not really appreciate it. You know how much I admire you.
Thank
So
you.
I always listen your words. So one thing I want to share with you today is abolishing the hustle culture. Now, in these modern times, we want everything fast. If we go, especially in United States and even in Colombia or in Mexico, people want things, like so fast. If you had to wait a minute in the bank, in the supermarket, people just get angry because everybody wants everything right now. And they lose the time, maybe to talk with the people who are in the line in the front, or behind, or like you can do a lot of things when you are waiting, but when the flights get delayed, people get angry because everybody wants, like right now. Nobody wants to wait. And we had this paradigm of time, and if we really want, this is a way to trick the bird out, because we don't have time. We just want everything right now. So we saw a lot of awards. Successful under 30, successful under 40. So it's like you are not successful at 30 years old. You don't mean anything to the world. Doesn't mean you can do it in your 50s or your 55 or your 60. So we have a lot of pressure right now that we have to be rich and famous before the 30 years old. And you
Absolutely.
know, and it's we have now this urgency that we had to prove ourselves to the world, like we really value, and it's valid. I want to say I love social media. I love Facebook. I love Instagram because it's a way for me to communicate it with people I know, with people I love, but I also to make new friends. So I don't have anything against the social media. But what I see is, because in Instagram everything looks perfect and nice, and like people accomplish many things. Like we had this paradigm of time that if we don't do the same, we are just not living our fullest life, and it's a lie. So one thing, the first thing was find the source of our burnout. And the second tool is we need to reframe the paradigm of time. Like, let this hustle, this rush to do the things. You know, everyone has a different rate. Everybody completes things in a different way. Some do it in a faster way, another do in a slowly way. And we have to disconstruct this paradigm of time when we deal with burnout, but not only with burnout, in general, to live a peaceful, calm life. And you can have an adventure life, living a calm life. It doesn't mean calm and adventure that don't combine. They do, but just everything in your right time. So we had to discontrol this paradigm of time, and I really want to make emphasis in that, because for me, I have a social work, and I've been working with many groups. I also got my certification as a life coach. When you disconstruct the time you have, you start living in a different way. Next slide, please.
Absolutely. I'm going to piggyback on something
Yeah.
really important and appreciate. You have no idea how much we appreciate your comments, Gerald and Gab, who are saying so many valuable comments and really being on the same page. And greetings from Istoy from Uzbekistan. How cool is that? I want to, we are realizing the importance of the gratitude. We are realizing of the paradigm of time and those signs that are happening. And also, once we understand that everything happens for a reason, right? That
Mhm.
flight that you missed is a tangible example that I must share with you, because I remember, I can't remember what year it was, but my mother was going to have a big travel. She was actually going to Japan, and she lost her she didn't get there on time. Well, it was that year that that particular plane that she was going to get on actually crashed. So you can say, Val, that's too dramatic. No, but these things happen. There's a
No.
reason. There are reasons, and there are also opportunities. That thing that you said about the groceries and in the supermarket, people getting upset, true story. I was in the US, at least, we have, you're checking out and there are these separations that you put between your what you're buying and the buying of the next person. So what I did was actually grabbed the separation thingy and I put it between the lady and me. Okay, I got yelled at, like probably one of the worst yells in my entire life. It was an elderly lady, and she said, "How dare you to cross with your arm on my things?" Val could have reacted and given her that power, like, "You're so rude. What are you talking about? These are what the things is. These are why these are here. Call the manager." Made a big scene. I was able to tap into love. How can, where is the life of this person to be able to be so aggravated by this? In fact, I said,
Mhm.
"Ma'am, thank you so much for telling me how you feel. I can understand how you feel. Please accept my apology." Because what this lady's doing is screaming, "Nobody's paying attention to me. I don't have anybody to talk to. Let me scream at you. Why not?" And in fact, because I reacted that way, by the time I finished doing my thing and I was walking really slowly and I wasn't in a rush, she came and actually thanked me for like putting up. She had a bad morning and we ended up talking and being a contribution to each other. Bottom line of this, the burnt out, my loves, is because you are choosing to have it in your life. Period. The end. Take ownership, take that one in, take it all in, and let's continue to hear this presentation to get out of this, because there is a reason why. And lastly, I want you to understand that if that trigger is being there, that boss that is yelling at you, the whatever it is an opportunity to grow. If you are triggered by it, it's because we are still having the room for growth. If you are having these inner voices and repeating and latching on to what others are saying, like, "Look at you, you're so tired all the time," and you are buying that, and even though it might be true that you are working, but you are buying all the subconscious programmings that these people that love us, they love us, but they're broken, babe. They're broken inside. They haven't done the
Mhm.
inner work, but they do love us. They just don't know how to express how they're seeing in us what they're seeing in themselves. And it's better to say it to us than say it to themselves. So yeah, tell us some more. Please change the slide,
Mhm.
Kamol, please.
So what we can do is identify what change we can do immediately. Because I was telling you, really, in this life, like you have to wake up early, go to the gym, prepare your breakfast, meditate, go to work, come back, do social media, have time for friends. It's like we have like 40 hours a day. And some people can do it. I am wondered because, some people have a lot of energy and they can do all that. But remember, we are all not the same. We have our own skills, our own abilities. So just do the best you can do every day. And it's one of my mantras. I can do the best I can do today. Depends on how I'm feeling emotional, depends on how I'm feeling physical, because sometimes, especially with the when the weather changes, or because the day before I work so much and maybe I don't feel the same way the next day. So I just listen my body and my mind and I just go with the flow of what I'm telling. No, because in this society say, hey, you have to do this. If you want to be rich, you have to do this. But maybe it doesn't work for you. So just listen and make the change you can do. If you need to sleep 1 more hour, do it. The world is not gonna end because you sleep 1 more hour in the morning, or because you go 1 hour early in the afternoon. If you need it, listen your body. That hour, 1 more hour sleep is something like you can do for yourself and do it.
Yeah.
Nothing is gonna fall apart because you do that.
Yeah,
You,
absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm going to echo that. And
Mhm.
the thing is, you have this routine of going to work. and I want to share. I'm sorry I interrupted you, Juliana. I want to share with you specifically my day yesterday. Okay, I'm going to bring this to the camera. Wait, let's see if we can do this. Maybe I can't. There. Okay, that is my day. I started. Ay, Dios mío. I started like a whole day of activities. But you see the yellow? What does that say? Meditation, centering. I have to schedule it. I'm not going to jeopardize that. And part of that is service work. I don't jeopardize on my service. And then I've got, my meetings and coachings and then what does it say? Stretch. Did you guys see that? It says stretch. And then guess what? I have a thing to eat. Right? Put it into your schedule. Because what happens, there are two things that happen. One, you are feeling burned out and you can't see beyond and you just want to get things done to get out of there. So you forget to eat, you forget to drink water, you're sitting on the chair 24/7. Listen, this chair is going to kill us. We're online, we're in the work. You put it in your schedule, put an alarm. That's one of the reasons you're burned out. Or me, I'm blessed to absolutely love what I do. And I can go through a day that I started at 7 and finished at 9 p.m., leaving 10, 15 minutes in between activities, but pretty much the whole day. But I scheduled my eating and my things that are important to me, because if I'm not centered and I don't cleanse my energy and eat and all of that, I cannot serve and do my job. Okay. So I've recognized, and I've got to tell you all and be super honest that this is kind of a new thing for me, because I'm so in love with what I'm doing that I forget to eat. Like, I'm going to say in the past, I used to forget to eat because I don't want to tell my brain that I forget to eat. You see, my loves, if you catch yourself, what you are speaking, if I would continue to say, oh, my body doesn't ask me to eat. Okay, then tomorrow it's not going to ask me to eat. And the more I say it, the more I bring about these thoughts. So what are you doing to stop those inner voices? What are you doing to make those changes? These are easy fix. These are easy fix. And while you might be tired and, waking up 15 minutes early to do a meditation or a stretch or whatever might sound a lot, that's going to really balance yourself. So it's just a matter of putting a priority and understanding the seriousness of this. Okay. Nothing will come through if we are in exhaustion, because, my loves, remember how we started? 90% of the illnesses are due to stress related and blocked emotions. So you don't have to stay in, if it's really something you dislike totally, it's not getting into your mind. If you're already going, oh my God, there's no jobs, I have to stick because I have to I understand the need to pay the bills. Okay. I've been there when I've been looking for a job, I understand the behind the scenes, but it's mindset. Go on, Juliana, please. We're going to have to
Yeah,
kind of
and other thing that I want to add what you say is, for some people, do what everybody do, like meditation, like yoga, that get stressful, only because it's everywhere. You don't have to do like others do. Just follow what your body is telling you. So there's another tool we can use when we feel burnt out is talk to people you trust. Not everyone can help you, especially, I don't know in other cultures, but I can tell from my Hispanic background, in my Hispanic family, the burnout and sometimes in mental health is not important. So, but it is, you are not feeling well. Just find that people that can understand you. I am a strong believer the relationships as important, and have somebody like you can talk with this, like say, hey, I am feeling this way. It's really helpful. And sometimes cannot be your partner, can be a really good friend, can be a good cousin. Cousins are amazing. Even an end, an anchor like you can really trust. So find that person like you trust and say, hey, I am feeling this way. So because sometimes when you are feeling the burnout, you cannot think and you just cannot see the solutions around you. And that person you trust can even come now with a website, say, I did a resort and I found this good website, like you can find some information. Another tool we can use is examine your options. So, in the example we put before about caring on loved ones. So, look around you, like if you have somebody in your family like can help you, because sometimes one of the things we get burned out is because we don't delegate to others. Like we think we can do everything better. Like we want things perfect. And so we don't accept the way others do their job. Like I want this living room that way. And I ask one of my kids, hey, you can help me to arrange this, but they do it in a different way. I like it, and I just get frustrated, and I say, nobody do the job like I do. And so we have also learned to delegate and learn and accept the other thing, their things. It, maybe it's not the way I like it, it's maybe a different way. But what you prefer? Perfect things like you think are, or being healthy? Being happy,
It's
enjoy.
It's absolutely right. I actually have a client right now who absolutely hates his job. He's working with a family member and absolutely dislikes his job so much. And he's like, I'm going to do it 2 more years so that can run and then I'll do my thing. I said, by the time you wait 2 years to do that, the way you're like so burned out, you're not going to get to do what you want. So back to basics, loves. 1%, 2% that you do something different, one activity, 1 minute, like 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then just start doing minimum changes, but something new. And the other thing is piggybacking on the mindset, because we're going to have to be wrapping up, I'll give you back the microphone.
Okay.
Is that we must stop saying what you cannot do, what we cannot do. I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't take this job, that's all we do. Like what we cannot. Switch to something that you can do. Today I was able to deliver the presentation. I felt more energy. I was able to eat better. Whatever it is, I was able to appreciate the morning sunrise. Before you guys came on board, I was sharing the morning sunrise here to Juliana and to Juliana and to Kamul. When is the last time you looked at the beautiful sky? Hear the birds right now. Can you hear them? When? When do you really enjoy and actually sip this and be like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I'm going to honor myself and just really enjoy and be present and mindful for this sip of water that I'm nurturing my body. Thank you, body, for working fine, for operating. Sometimes some people are taking a tube because they can't do this, for feeding. So back to basics, gratitude, and focus on what we can do, and go back to the mindfulness. Right now I'm here, but I'm watching the trees and the wind. There's this beautiful breeze where I am. Like everything to me is a bliss of love and grace. Everything, because I live everything so intensely. But I practice this. I wake up and I say, Val, I love you. I wake up and I say, I actually do. And I'm like, oh my God. I actually even look at my skin. I'm like, I'm actually cuter. Like, I love myself. And it's just, if I don't say this to myself, I don't need to be waiting for somebody to tell me. And this is part of the burnout, because you know what? Burnout brings you exhaustion. And then you have bags, and then you look like, I don't know how to say it in a nice word, like bad crap. And then you go down with that, how you feel. physically, and the way you're looking at yourself is what you're going to be bringing about into your daily life. So start putting in there that mindset, that self-love, and those processes. See, now the birds are really loud. Now they're like, tell them more. Anyway, Juliana, take over, please.
Yeah, so we had to wrap up. How many time we have left?
We should probably be heading towards the end, so that we can have time for questions. I definitely want to hear our audience.
Okay, so I just gonna pass this. So when you feel burnout, you feel powerless because you are not used to be the way you were. So it takes time to get back, but you never lost your power. Remember, this your inner power is with you. So it's one thought I invited you to have when you feel the burnout. We're talking also about set boundaries. Like you have to be clear in your word, in your family. Hey, I'm not doing this. I need help. What you can do for me? I need my space. I need my 1 more hour to sleep. I need my time to meditate. I need my time to walk. So set the boundaries. Val told this about this. Practice self-compassion. And remember, I share with you my mantra. I do the best I can do every day. I'm doing the best I can do today. Pay attention to your needs. It can be changed from one day to day, but just listen what your body and your mind are telling you. Remember what makes you happy. Because we forget this because we are in this hustle culture. Like we want every time try different things, looking for exotic adventures and exotic experience. But just let that aside for a moment and see what really makes you happy. Like uh, Vals did this morning, sharing with us the beautiful sky. You know, call somebody you love, watching an old movie, and this is so important. Many people say, I can do this for myself. I haven't do this everything on myself on my life. I can get out the burnout by myself. But sometimes it's very important to talk to a professional. So don't be, like, because I am no health and mental health is thing, like people have extremely problems. No, burnout is need to be taken serious. So don't hesitate to talk to a professional. And thank you so much. This
Yeah.
is the end of the presentation.
Thank you, Juliana. And we are so blessed to have your wisdom. And
Thank you.
one last thing that I'm gonna thank you so much for the little signs there from Kamul and everybody who's
Yeah.
actually writing in the comments. We appreciate that. I know Kamul is gonna take over for the questions, but one last thing, one last point, guys. Pay attention to this one, Kamul. It's very important how you are living your environment. If you come home and it's chaotic as well, you see, I have a whole wall of beautiful signs because if I'm reading this every day, that's what I'm feeding my mind. What kind of books are you reading? What kind of TV are you watching? Just do things that nurture your spirit. Kamul, take it over so we can do some questions, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. This is wonderful session. I hope our participants learn a lot from both of you. Thank you so
Did you
much, Bella,
take notes?
Milo, and
Did you take
Juliana.
notes? Did you take notes? Okay, I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
Yes,
Okay.
this is really helpful. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, now
Thank
we are going
you.
to our quiz competition, and after that we come back again with our Q&A session. Okay, ma'am?
Okay.
Okay. Dear participants, now we are going to our quiz competition, and today our quiz code is quiz IGP. The code is quiz IGP. Let's enjoy our quiz video. Dear participants, this is our quiz session time. You can join this session by slido.com. And after that, you have to enter the code, and the code is quiz IGP. Then you can join this live quiz session. And to the top 10 quiz competition winners get their quiz certificate after this session from our official Facebook page. Our Facebook page address is Institute of Global Professionals. You can also scan our QR code from the screen to join this live quiz session. I request everyone to join with your full name, which will directly print on your quiz certificate. We start our quiz competition after 1 minute later. So join the hurry up and mention your friends in the comment box to join this live quiz session. Now 21 participants already joined with us. Dear participants, to join this session, you have to go to slido.com, and after that you have to enter the code, and the code is quiz IGP. Then you can join this live quiz session. And to the top 10 quiz competition winners get their quiz certificate after this session from our official Facebook page. We start our quiz competition. First question is burnout more common at school than home? The statement is true or false? Option number one, the statement is true. Next question is, what is burnout? Is it the base or a sign of stress? Option number two, a sign for stress is the right answer. Next question is, burnout is common in USA because workaholic culture or we smoke the most. Option number one, workaholic culture is the right answer. Next question is, what is the symptom of burnout? Is it suicidal ideology or loss of ability to feel joy? Option number 2, loss of ability to feel joy is the right answer. Next question is, what is the percent of students with burnout? Is it 67% or 85%? Option number 2, 85% is the right answer. Next question is, we like people we have seen more frequently more than people we have just met because they are stylish or functional distance. Option number 2, functional distance is the right answer. Next question is, students experience less academic burnout with YRS. Is it reasoning or claim? Option number 1, reasoning is the right answer. Next question is, pleasure and participation sports are more dominant than power and performance sports. The statement is true or false? Option number 2, the statement is false. Next question is, men are more likely to fall in love faster than women. The statement is true or false? Option number 1, the statement is true. Last question is, with digital imaging, the typical sensor is more sensitive to X-rays than conventional film. The statement is true or false? Option number 1, the statement is true. Thank you everyone and congratulations of our top 10 quiz competition winners. Top 10 quiz competition winners get their quiz certificate after the session from our official Facebook page. Our Facebook page address is Institute of Global Professionals. Dear participants, now we are going to our Q&A session. After a short video clip, we come back again with our speaker. Thank you.
Hello.
Dear participants, This is our Q&A session time. You can send your question in our comment box. If you have any question related to this topic, you can ask the question in the comment box. Yes, ma'am. Today, the first question is from Promis Alviso. Good morning to our speakers. And the question is, what are the differences between stress and burnout? Ma'am Balanino, you can
Thank
ask.
you. Okay, I'm sorry, you got cut off for a second. So thank you so much,
Yeah.
Tommy, for the question. And of course, Juliana, feel free to answer, piggyback. The stress is more the reason, and the cause would be the burnout, is how I see it. So stress gets you to the burnout. The stress
Mhm.
is the why, and the burnout is the how. Okay. And we must remember that the stress is caused by our own limited belief, our lack of balancing our time, our lack of putting healthy boundaries, our lack of putting ourselves first, and our lack of having this inner dialogue and language that is not of contribution. Okay. So,
Yeah.
bottom line, my loves, stress is, there you go. Take
Yeah.
that one in, ¿verdad? So what
Yeah.
the
And the line is so tiny, like you can pass from stress to burnout. But I just imagine the burnout is the older brother of the stress. Because we can have stress in our life. We get stressed because we do things, and we always have stress, daily in our life, because we had to do growth. We had to project. We had the line for that project, so they are a little stressed. But burnout is a cycle of stress plus another stress and stress. And it can be really difficult to get out of the burnout.
So let's go to the next question for Evelyn. I think it's for me, Kamul.
Yes, my next question to Ma'am Balanino. Do learners experience burnout? And the second one is, how can I help this learner?
So I wonder, is Evelyn a teacher? Is that what she means? She's a teacher and she's got to keep her students motivated so they're not burned out. Well, I hope that that is the case, Evelyn. If not, please write in the chat so I can understand better your question. So the fact is, my love, is that we need to walk the talk. Okay. We cannot teach something that we're not embedding. We cannot teach something that we are not living. So the first aspect I would ask you or anybody to do an introspection. I think the background noise, Kamul, that is like so hard on my ears right now. Do you guys hear it? Do you guys hear a background noise or not?
Mhm.
Okay, Kamul, I don't know what's going on, but it's like somebody scratching the computer. Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. Ah, okay, so we don't cause stress and burnout. And I throw the computer. I'm putting out boundaries and using my voice to please help me conduct the end of this. So, Evelyn, to walk the talk, and if you're seeing it, to be a teacher, a professor, or a leader, we need to be keen in observation. This that noise still there, Nicole. They need to be able to be so in the now and so mindful to be able to observe the energy and how your students are learning. And if so, be proactive to recognize that and get close to that person one on one. Even if it's online, you can chat on the side. But one early intervention of say, hey, I'm here for you. I'm watching you. I feel that. Is this what you're feeling? I'm here for you. Those inner dialogues, those healthy relationships, those showing up for themselves, for them, for yourself. Ooh, that noise, Camul. I think this is part of the show, so we see how we deal with stress. If anybody's saying, "Oh, this noise is horrible," and it's there, okay, thank you. Ooh, let's take a pause on that. Camul,
Yeah.
let's move on, love, please. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Our next question is both of the speaker, and the question is: there are people who think otherwise. What do you think is the first step? So They would be able to understand how to be happy and have a realization that indeed they have an option to be. Long question.
It's okay. So basically, how do we understand how to be happy? How do we make ourselves happy when there's a background noise and then there's that lady who's screaming and then the boss is telling you don't know what to do in life? How can I be happy in this horrible world, right? And realize that you can have options. Well,
Yeah.
if you're tapping to those, if you're tapping to that, is because you are in low vibration and you're opening yourself to be able to tap into all that. Like I said at the beginning of this workshop, you can tell me anything right now and there's nothing that will get through my skin. The option you realize, because you have reached that point, and in my life, you, if you've been in my previous seminars, you know that I hit rock bottom, and I was passed out for 3 days, and I got really depressed. So this is something that we need to take very seriously. It's a millisecond from when you think, I can't do this, I just want to rest forever, this is not cut for me, this life is no life, and I'm done. It's a millisecond. Why do I know that? Because it happened to me. Even educated, even knowing the math, it happened. So to avoid that, and whether you've been through a dramatic situation, or you're just feeling the anxiety of it, if something's not working out, you tap into joy. How? You start looking at different relationships again. You surround your environment with things that lift you. You actually start to recognize that what you're feeding your mind is not what you're feeding your spirit, and it's not in alignment, and it's causing you an electrocution of self. The wiring that you're saying to yourself, your system is being, electrocuted. So it is a choice. Happiness is a joy. No, but he's always mean. I had a coaching client. I just can't do it. He's always mean to me. He's mean to me, like he's mean. And then, like, how are you reacting? Well, I tell him to stop, and that he's driving me crazy and he's making me not love my life. Okay, how is that helping him? And how is that helping you? So how you tap into joy, you recognize that. If Kamul was yelling at me, I would say, Kamul, oh my gosh, I see that you have a lot of emotions today. Is there anything I can help you with? When have we returned the microphone to the other person to say, I'm here for you, when he's like yelling to me? You yelling to me. I know he wouldn't do it. I'm just using him as an example because I'm so excited he's on camera today. But the point of the story is that it's your choice. And if I go back to Kamul and say, I see that Kamul, work with me on this one. If I say, you have a lot of emotions and you seem to be very upset, tell me about it. How would you feel if I react to that instead of saying, well, why are you talking to me like that? I'm not doing anything. And if you're going to be that way, I'm not going to even speak to you. And if I would echo that, it would break my relationship, ruin my day. I would bring this anger into my rest of the day. So it is a choice. Juliana, is
Yeah.
shortly. Do you have anything to add?
Yes, I believe we came to this life to be happy, but we just get lost. And the only way we can, be happy and enjoy is connect with the inner strength, God, universe, because they are many names. But if we are not connected, it's so difficult to be happy. And it doesn't mean, life is gonna always show challenges in job, in relationships, in personal life, like even if you take the job, even if you take the partner or people you love, sometimes people cannot realize they can be happy because they are, drowned in thoughts that say you are not enough, you don't deserve this, you're never gonna find somebody who loves you, you're never gonna find the job that's perfect for you. But in the moment we start accepting what we have, and the moment we connecting with God, with the universe, we start feeling happy. And we have to be clear the happiness is a moment, it's not a permanent. But we can be calm and be enjoying all the time because happiness is an emotion. So sometimes we are sad, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we feel stressed, but we can find all the moments we can be calm and find joy because we really are connecting. But until we don't do that connection, nothing is gonna really work.
Absolutely. Connection to source. Absolutely. We're going to have to cut shorter the answers, my love. Absolutely. Do we have another one, Kamul?
Yes, ma'am. Our next question to Ma'am Balanino, and the question is, how can I handle people or students if his or her burnout?
So it piggybacks on the other question, right? So if you are seeing the burnout in your students, the only way to address that is to just be human. Go back to Julian is saying, connect with the heart. If you are not talking to your students, I don't know if it's a virtual platform or if it's one, live, go and talk to your students, pull them aside. I see that you are burned out. Just the same exercise I did with Kamul, if he would be able to, what can I do for you? I see that you are not as excited. I see that you are spacey, that you are not showing up for class. I am here for you. I love you. I care about you and your education. What can I do for you? When you personalize and talk to your students, actually, you will learn so many more things that will bring you connectivity versus the control of the system. This is a big topic for me. Perhaps I will talk about this in the next time I have another guest, but I will talk about specifically a whole hour on connection with the people around you, whether it's a student or whatnot. This is important. Yes, let's
Okay,
go on.
ma'am.
Noise is
Next
starting.
question. Next question is, I would like to know how one can beat stress or burnout without quitting one's job. Thank you.
Okay, Sunday, my love, this is a beautiful question. And I want you, thank goodness that we have this live so you can go back and refresh. Basically, through the whole presentation, we went through tangible tools that you can actually not get there. Being present, being mindful, stopping the inner dialogue, and etc. I want to go more in detail, my love, but I know we have to cut it close because it's gone way past the hour. But I love, please, if you love your job, you don't need to quit.
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
it's just a matter of realigning and rebalancing. If you're being triggered by something, go inwards, do the inner work, my love. Do not quit. If you are not happy, quit. If that's not your passion. Okay, next, Kamul. Thank you, Sunday.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, both of speakers. We have no more question. You answer all the questions, and both are energetic speakers. Thank you, ma'am, so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Kamul.
Thank you, Juliana. Thank you, Kamul. Thank you for everyone that is here. Please be sure to put this into practice. We love you, and we just truly want you to enjoy life. Tap into joy and stop saying that you're stressed. Stop saying that you're burned out. Start saying that you're whole. Start saying that you're filled with gratitude. Start smiling. That is it for now. Thank you to
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, today our program name is No More Burnout, and today our certification code is IGP 0998. The code is IGP 0998. Please note that code. This is our evening session code. The code is IGP 0998. Without code, no one is eligible for certificate. With code, you can claim your certificate anytime from our website. Our website address is eduigp.com. This is our evening session code. Now I am going to share our morning session code. Today, our morning program name is Lot and Some Potential Innovation, and the code is IGP 7655. The code is IGP 7655. This is our morning session code, and program name is Lot and Some Potential Innovation. The code is IGP 7655. Without code, no one is eligible for certificate. With code, you can claim your certificate anytime from our website. Our website address is dygp.com. If you don't have an account on our website, first of all, you have to create an account. Then you have to enroll the program and enter the code. And after that, you can claim your certificate. After downloading your certificate, don't forget to celebrate with IGP checking. Thank you everyone for your active participation in this session, and I hope you learn a lot of from this session. Thank you everyone. Stay happy and stay safe.